Alright, so let's pretend like you know nothing about the show, alright? And you have not kept up with my reaction videos and reviews thus far for the show. Okay, so spoiler-free thoughts for 13 Reasons Why. First off, it's basically about this character named Hannah Baker who kills herself. And she sends the main character, Clay Jensen, 13 cassette tapes after her death. And Clay has to listen to these tapes, okay? Hannah and Clay, they're both in high school, and the story takes place in a high school environment, okay? So Clay has to listen to these tapes or else. And we begin to realize that other people have been sent these cassette tapes as well, right? So there's like this mystery element that begins to slowly evolve over 13 episodes. And I gotta admit, the official trailer, all the posters, well, mostly just the official trailer, I thought was just meh. Just thought it was really meh. I was like, I don't know about this. But the word of mouth about this show was outrageous. And certain, like, young adult books, like The Book Thief, The Person Being a Wallflower, Divergent, The Fault in Our Stars, blah, 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 blah. For me personally, just from the outside looking in at the marketing, 13 Reasons Why just felt like a really bad adaptation of like a young adult book, in my personal opinion. Just seemed kind of soap opera-ish and really cheesy, and just didn't seem like something I would like, just from the marketing alone. However, the word of mouth was so strong, I was like, you know what, let me just check out the show, let me see what I think about it. And first off, okay, imagine like a Twix, right? That candy bar, is that what it's called? The chocolate? Yeah, imagine like a Twix, okay? And now, imagine that chocolate candy bar. Both of the ends are good, but the middle is kind of sagging, not that great, okay? That's basically my general thoughts of the show, but the ends, the start and the ends, are fantastic. It's just the middle, but I'm telling you, when this show is great or positive, it is fucking great. It is fantastic, okay? This is actually a surprisingly deep, thought-provoking, and a pretty dark show, and I highly recommend it, okay? Now, for those of you who have seen the show and want to know my full thoughts on it and my rating for the show, well, we're going to have to get into spoiler territory. So if you have not watched the show up until this point, I highly recommend it and coming back and enjoying the spoilers. Now, for those of you who have seen the show, I just watched episode 12 and episode 13 recently, so bear with me, because episode 12 and 13 had a lot of information, so let me just dissect episode 12 and 13 piece by piece. So episode 12 starts up with another viewer discretion advised warning, and I was like, oh, fuck me. And we see something happening with Hannah walking down the street looking kind of out of it, and something sexual going on in a hot tub, I think, is also at the start of episode 12, I think. Either way, so everyone's getting subpoenas. All 13 is getting subpoenas. And there's this fantastic moment right here that I want to highlight that I thought was really done well in the hallway at the school. Holy shit. I think it was done in just one take, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about here. What? Oh my god. But there was a sequence where Tyler kind of freaks out on Bryce, I believe it was, in the hallway. And like it was done in one shot. Or wait, here we go. This sequence right here. The sequence with Tyler, where he kind of, like, Tyler's like freaking out in the hallway. But this sequence was done, as far as I know, in one shot. And it was really, really fucking impressive, actually. Let me see here. Yeah, Bryce is walking by. Or is it Bryce? Or no. I'm sorry. This guy. This moment right here was done in one sequence. and Bryce comes in, but I can't remember the guy who's got Tyler slammed against the locker. I can't remember his name, but this sequence was done so well. It was such a tension-filled moment done in one take, and I really appreciated it. I just thought the technicality of that shot was really well done. Anyways, moving on. So we see Justin sort of wigging out, and we get this flashback sequence with Hannah, who's just completely strung out. And we see this meeting with Marcus and Alex and Zach and Courtney and Ryan and Alex. They're all at this table, and Tyler too, all at this table discussing what should they do, what is morally the next right decision. And I thought that was actually pretty riveting, actually, because these people have kind of in a way been protecting Bryce up until this point and protecting their secrets, and it's kind of like, should we move past that? Should we formulate our own truth, or should we tell Hannah's truth? I thought all that shit was really fascinating and thought-provoking. I mean, I know the shit that they're involved with is fucked up, but I mean, just tell the goddamn truth. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, this is not a situation to start fucking around with. You know what I mean? I mean, jail time, prison time, someone getting hurt, like these are real possibilities. Okay, if I was a part of this fucked up group of kids, I think I'd be trying to tell the truth. Because it's just not worth it in the end. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn. And Sherry sort of turns herself in, and there was a great sequence actually between Tony and Hannah's mom, where she's like, I found this piece of paper and it has all these names on it, and your name is on it too. That moment was really suspenseful. That moment I was just like, oh shit, what you gonna do, Tony? That was really good. What else is there to pluck from this episode? Okay, here's where shit went insane. Okay, first off, this scene right here with Clay, he goes to Bryce's house, and as I suspected, Clay goes to Bryce's house to try to get Bryce to confess to raping Hannah. And this sequence was so fucking dark, where Clay is just like, I want to hear you say it, tell me. And just watching Bryce just beat the hell out of Clay was really hard. It was really hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. It was fucking difficult. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned already, I guess I didn't, in the description box and in the comment section down below, you can see my full-blown reaction to both episode 12 and 13. But anyways, that scene was really hard to watch. Clay just getting the shit kicked out of him. I don't know if you ever saw Lawless with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy. It's a period film, takes place in the 1800s, I think. I think Guy Pearce is in there as well. Pretty solid film, but there's a sequence in Lawless where Shia LaBeouf is just hopelessly just beat the fuck out of, just like Clay here, and it was just really difficult to watch. But I mean, Clay got the information, so he won at the end. But seriously, the sequence showcasing Hannah being raped in the hot tub, point blank, was just rough. Was just really rough. I mean, it was just rough. They really didn't sugarcoat it, and that shit was really fucking hard to watch. And then we begin to see the beginnings of Hannah's final days of planning out her suicide, and ending with her at the sitting at her desk at the end of the episode was really bleak and dark. But then also at the end of this episode, we see kind of a flash forward moment where apparently some kid has either shot themselves in the head or has been shot in the head, and in the back of an ambulance, been taken someplace. But all in all, I thought this was a really strong episode. I felt like there wasn't really even a scene that needed to be removed from this episode. I thought it was a really, really strong episode. I'm kind of feeling like I think maybe like a 9. I think like a 9 out of 10 for episode 12. I thought it was pretty fantastic, actually. But let's get to episode 13. God damn. First off, the first thing that really that I took attention to was this. Not him, but the timestamp. Why make the timestamp November of 2017? That just feels very intentional. It doesn't seem random. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, would they be so bold as to make a season 2? But let's keep going here. Let's keep going. So everyone's giving their side of the story, confessing. We're really seeing flashbacks, and like the one flashback where Hannah's in the hallway and we see Bryce walking past, and he sort of like and fucking like winks at her and smiles and shit. I was like, oh my god, it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, we're seeing more of Hannah's final days. And we see Clay formulating the plan of action. And oh my god, the moment with Justin and Jess, and Justin's like, I've been walking around all night. I almost killed myself. I love you so much. What should I do? And then Jess is just like, I don't ever want to see you again. I was like, god damn. Because remember, Justin had that handgun. So I was like, man, this fool's gonna fucking kill his goddamn self. And Mr. Porter, this guy, I always thought his character was just, he was okay, but the way that they utilized him, what they did with his arc in this episode, perfect. Just perfect. This whole sequence of Hannah coming up to Mr. Porter to have him, the counselor, to, I believe his name is Mr. Porter anyway. Kevin Porter, is that right? Kevin Porter? Yeah, I believe so. Anyway, but this sequence here with her recording him, the counselor, was so fucked up. Because she's basically saying, in a nutshell, without getting hyper specific, that I feel empty inside, I don't really care about anyone, I don't care about my life, and I've been potentially raped. And this fool is like, you know what, you know, that's really bad, Hannah, but, you know, without any more information. And it's like, bro, like, what is wrong with you? Get the police on the phone. Get some other counselors or teachers in on this bitch. Tell this bitch she'll be alright. He's gonna do everything he can to make sure she's fine and she can get some kind of justice. But no, just like, he's just so lackadaisical, just like, oh, well, I gotta go pick up this phone. And, like, he's just so nonchalant about what this poor girl is saying, you know. It was just really fucked up to watch. And then, okay, the sequence with Clay walking into Mr. Porter's office and narrating to that counselor Hannah's final days has got to be some of the most mesmerizing moments I've seen in recent time from a TV show. And this whole Hannah's suicide moment, that's what really fucks me up. Clay narrating Hannah's final moments is so poignant, but really haunting, like genuinely chilling, okay? Like, just eerie as fuck, okay? This moment right here with Hannah, let me see, I might have to, give me a second. I can't play the video. I mean, I can, but again, YouTube is a little bit of an asshole when it comes to copyright. Give me a second. But yeah, this moment right here, okay? This moment right here and onward, I'm telling you. I mean, you can see my reaction in the description box and in the comment section down below. But this moment right here, they went all the way in. I honestly didn't think they were going to show it. I didn't think they were going to show it. and they really just unflinchingly made you watch Hannah slit her wrists. And I can tell that you know, the show. I haven't really looked into the really really negative criticisms of the show and the people who are really behind the thought that this show is controversial and it's glorifying suicide. I don't think this show is glorifying suicide. I think this show is almost meant to like for people who may be having suicidal thoughts, depressed, or just people having suicidal thoughts. This show is meant to like grab someone like that and shake them and just like, look at this shit, okay? Like, this is not something you should do. This is not something you should do. You should never come to this point where you genuinely are about to literally watching her slit her own wrist. I almost was tempted to look away. They really did not sugarcoat this moment here. And I'm really glad that they showed it like this, and it was as graphic as it was, because it should instill in you, like, oh, like, that's wrong. I don't ever want to do that. I don't ever want a friend or someone I love to be like that. Like, what the fuck? That's wrong. That's how you should feel, okay? I think it's complete bullshit, this angle of that as glorifying suicide or something. Like, that's ridiculous, okay? It's just meant to blunt. It's meant to be like a blunt instrument, a blunt message that suicide is wrong. I think it's wrong, okay? I mean, maybe if like you're in a hallway and there's 60 alligators coming towards you, and you have an option of taking a pill that'll kill yourself in just I don't know, 50 seconds, okay? Maybe in a situation like that, you should kill yourself. Okay, because I ain't trying to get eaten up by no goddamn alligators. That shit's gonna hurt. But, you know what I'm trying to say. Suicide is bad, on a serious note. Like, this was heartbreaking. And seriously, the moment where she's finally kind of bled out, she's dead in the tub, and her mom comes in, that really, really shook me. That was some powerful fucking shit. Like, that was almost unbearable. And then the father comes in, like, their reactions and their acting in that moment was a genuinely profound moment. I do not think that this show is a masterpiece, personally. And we're about to get to why here in a moment. But I do think that this sequence of Hannah slitting her wrist and her parents coming in and their reactions, that scene has to go down as one of the most powerful scenes from a TV show this year, period. Just startling. Truly startling and just powerful, just emotionally powerful. It really, really shook me. I couldn't even... I watched... my reactions are from last night, okay? I couldn't even review the season after this episode because this sequence really, really fucking disturbed me. I'm serious. Like, it genuinely bothered me. And that's kind of crazy because, you know, I've seen a lot of fucked up films, you know, I've seen a lot of graphic, gory stuff, blah, 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 but this really hit me deep, you know, because suicide like this is just, it's just wrong. I get that she had been raped, and, you know, I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to be someone like Hannah Baker and to be raped, and to be in the situations where she was groped and verbally insulted all the time, and you know, I don't know what that's like. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend to know what that's like. I've never been substantially bullied. You know, I don't. You know, I can't speak to that, but you know, it's just to end up there. Fucking bled out in a bathtub with your parents just in pure agony because they don't know what the fuck happened. That's not where your life should go. No matter what the fuck happens to you, you know? I mean, rape is a mind-altering experience, I have to imagine. All the things that she went through have got to be I mean, I know some people pick apart some of the things that happened to Hannah as like maybe she's overacting. Um, to some extent, with some of the things that happened to her, maybe Hannah was overreacting. I think there's a debate that could happen there, but the culmination of everything that happened to Hannah, I mean, it's bound to shift something, you know, up here. You know what I mean? But it's just, it's not worth that. You know what I'm saying? I understand what happened to us bad, but that, you know, nothing should ever drive you to that. You know, that's anyway. And watching Mr. Porter's reaction to that shit was wild, and I really liked that this moment here. Let me see if I paused it in time this time. Give me 1 second. When Clay is talking to this chick, I think her name is Sky or some shit. I can't remember. But when Clay is talking with this chick and kind of leaves with her, I kind of got the impression that, because she used to cut herself, you know, I kind of got or maybe still cutting herself. When we saw her wrists last time, those wounds seemed like they might have been pretty fresh, you know. So, kind of got the impression that Clay was kind of hoping to ease her pain, you know, regain their friendship, that sort of thing. So I really liked that. I thought that was cool. Because Clay is such a nice fucking guy, you know. He's such a good... the actor playing Clay, he did such a fantastic... I think his real life name is like Dylan, and Hannah Baker, her real life name is Catherine, I believe. They are still the two best actors on the show. I thought they did a phenomenal job. As soon as I heard Catherine's real voice... because I think she has like an Australian voice. Hearing her speak in interviews after watching the show completely threw me off. I was like, what the fuck? She did a fantastic job, you know. Well, anyways, so after this, we see Tony deliver a USB file with the tapes on there to the parents. And then there was this crazy moment with Tyler where he had this little chest full of fucking guns and ammo, which makes me think that this motherfucker's about to commit a goddamn school shooting here very shortly. And then the moment of Jess struggling to tell her dad, she's about to tell her dad that she was raped. Fuck me, was that hard to watch. Jesus Christ. And the whole moment with Justin and Bryce, holy shit. I think it was this scene right here, actually. I thought that Justin was about to just straight empty clips into Bryce and just empty clips into himself. He didn't, but now Bryce knows about the whole tape situation, so it was really nice to finally see. Because Bryce, every time we see Bryce, he's just like, oh, I'm this shit, woo, nothing can touch me, sure, I raped, I'm a cool guy. Fucking hate Bryce, but it was nice to see Bryce sort of like hesitant for once and kind of unsure and like, oh shit, oh, I might actually get in trouble for once, oh fuck. Fucking hate Bryce. Shout out to the actor who played Bryce, because that's quite a performance to undertake, you know what I mean? I thought the actor did a fantastic job as well. And then the moment with Tyler hanging up these pictures of all 13 people, that's interesting to me. Like, is Tyler about to go on a massive shooting and all these people in the pictures are to blame for his motives, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And then last time we see the parents is them listening to the tapes. I thought that was a fitting way to, you know, I thought that was a fitting final images for the parents. Them sitting down, listening to the tapes, you know. Also, it seemed like they were being a little bit ambiguous about which kids shot themselves in the head, you know. I mean, one character blatantly told Mr. Porter that it was Alex. I know some people are theorizing that maybe it wasn't actually Alex who shot himself. Maybe it was someone else. Or maybe the person didn't actually shoot themselves in the head and it's not even actually Alex. Maybe something else entirely happened. I mean, at the current time, I'm just going under the assumption that Alex shot himself in the head. I think there's maybe a possibility that Alex didn't actually shoot himself in the head. But here's the thing. Hannah Baker, she did this thing where she like cleaned up her room, where she like organized her room in a particular way before she killed herself. And Alex did a similar thing with his room, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think that's random. So I'm more leaning on the side that Alex shot himself. Okay. But if something else comes up later after I do some heavy research, I'll definitely make a video on speculation about season 2. Because let's get into flaws, okay? I mentioned before that I thought that the middle of this season was weak. And it started to begin around episodes 5 and 6. Personally, as far as flaws go, my biggest issue is that I felt like they were really, really milking the story. Granted, I haven't read the novel. Haven't. And I understand the concept for making 13 episodes specifically showing how these 13 people affected Hannah. I get it. But the execution of the narrative throughout wasn't always that great, okay? Again, around episodes 5 and 6, the middle of the season was weak, but the starting episodes and the ending episodes I thought were fantastic and absolutely is worth people's time. It's just the middle is weak. So in my opinion, I think that 13 Reasons Why would have been far more of a superior show if it was actually like eight episodes, 8 hours. Okay, I think it would have just been such a better show. It would have felt more urgent. It would have felt more visceral, like so much information to take in, like Stranger Things. Stranger Things was also a smash hit, and that was only like 8 episodes, and I thought that was perfect. I think that 13 Reasons Why should follow the same pursuit. The fact that we had to wait till the 11th episode, that we had to wait like borderline 11 hours for Clay to finally listen to his tape was not a good idea, in my personal opinion. I do like the concept of sort of making us wait a little bit, making Clay meander listening to these tapes. Because for one, it was very meme-worthy, so kudos. 2, really pulled me back. It made me want to keep digesting episodes because I'm like, man, I want to know what's going on. They're really dragging out the mysteries here. They're really dragging out Clay listening to his tape, and I want to know. I want to know I want to know the mysteries. I want to know the answers to the mysteries. So I can understand drawing out the mysteries, but I think they drew out the mysteries too long. Okay, and some of the things, some of these episodes. Let me pull up a list really quick of the plots of these individual episodes, because some of these episodes, the plots in them did not need to be stretched out to a full-blown episode. Like, for example, episode 5. Let me see. Or like episode 6. To make this entire episode where the main gist is that Marcus why can't I say that word? Humiliated Hannah, you know what I'm trying to say, in public on their $1 Valentine's date, okay? That's the main gist of this episode, okay? We didn't have to make this entire episode about what Marcus did. Like with Zach. I don't know that I really needed an entire episode about Zach rejecting or Zach getting rejected by Hannah, and I didn't need a whole episode with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff with Courtney. I feel like all the stuff with Courtney, why she's on the tape, I feel like that shit could have been condensed to like 17 minutes worth of information. I didn't need a whole episode where basically the main gist is that Hannah threw Hannah, that Courtney threw Hannah under the bus to avoid being discovered as one of the people in that kissing photo of, Hannah and Courtney kissing. You know what I'm saying? So, in a nutshell, I think the show could have just been, if the show was shorter, it would have been stronger, in my personal opinion. It's my biggest issue about this show. Other than that, I thought it was a great goddamn time. I thought it was surprisingly bold as fuck. I just felt like they were really trying to drag out. I know some people were like, no, they needed 13 episodes because you needed all them hours. You needed 13 or you needed 10 hours to prepare you for episodes 11, 12, and 13. I completely disagree. I think if it was 8 episodes, it would have been way better. But outside of that, that was my biggest flaws. I thought the show was pretty surprisingly was fantastic and had me thinking about some shit I haven't even thought about in a long goddamn time, For example, I once knew a guy, and he was a really cool guy. Guy who killed himself when I was in high school. And I used to walk past his house to get home all the time. And it still took that route after he killed himself. And walking past his house after he killed himself was just... I don't know. I'm really against the concept of suicide. It's just not worth it. I think the show is important. I think it's important. And I think the show deserves the attention it's gotten because it's creating a dialogue that I think is actually vital. And something that should be talked about and shown because. Being bullied and killing yourself when you're just in high school, shit like that, it just needs to be lessened if we can't just eradicate it completely. That's horrible. It's horrifying. No one should be raped and no one should be raped. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think that this show is good intentioned and that is important. And it needs to be talked about, because it's the stuff that people don't like to talk about, and it's actually the things that we do need to talk about so we can make the world better with art like this, But yeah, personally, as far as the series goes, as far as season 1 goes, I don't think there should be a season 2, personally. It just kind of seems like milking it. I mean, sure, the loose ends that aren't tied up at the end of season 1, they're intriguing to think where they could go next, but like a full blown another 13 episodes? I don't know about that. Because, for example, Hannah's involvement in the plot was so significant. I mean, these characters aren't really that interesting to me personally. The things that are driving these characters is what made this show so fascinating. Like Clay is not really that interesting. Cool guy. He's nice. Handsome little bastard, you know what I'm saying? But like, Clay's not that interesting. Marcus is not that interesting. Justin is not that interesting. Jess is not that interesting. I could go on and on. But the things driving them, the mysteries driving them, that we're desperately trying to solve as we watch the show, that's what makes the show interesting. Fucking Sherry, not really that interesting. But this whole concept of her, having run over the stop sign and inadvertently killing these people, that was interesting to note. You know what I'm saying? Clay, the sense of like waiting for Clay to figure out why he's on the tapes, that's what made Clay interesting. You know what I'm trying to say? But Hannah was the most fascinating part of the show and the mystery surrounding her. So to have that completely eliminated and trying to what are you gonna do? Build up the mystery of why Alex killed himself. Show the devastating effects of Tyler, I guess, open firing on the school, I guess. Fucking hell. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, granted, hey, maybe season 2 will be out fucking standing, because in my personal opinion, season 2 is coming. There's way too much traffic behind season 1, and the way that the loose ends are dealt with season 1, like the timestamp, November 10th, 2017. I'm gonna go on a safe bet that season 2 is probably happening. But I'm intrigued. I just don't know because I don't know that you can make moments more powerful or as powerful as episodes 11 through 13, for example. I just don't know that you can. I don't know that you can make mysteries as enticing as, Clay, listen to your tape. Clay, listen to your tapes. Or like, what made Hannah do this? I don't know that you can make mysteries as enticing or more captivating than that in a season 2, but I guess we'll see. But for those reasons, I don't know that season 2 is a good idea, but it's for sure coming, in my personal opinion. And as far as season 1 goes, season 1, I thought there was a lot of meandering, a lot of dragging out the mystery unnecessarily long, because you knew the answers were coming. This isn't like a leftovers situation. You know the answers are coming. So I thought the mysteries surrounding the characters were more interesting than the characters themselves, more interesting than their quips or their personalities or whatever. So, as far as a rating goes, I think I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for season 1 of 13 Reasons Why. I think it's a great show. I really do. I would be hesitant to say that this show is a masterpiece or is full of exceptional acting, for example. I feel like the only moments of this show that were truly exceptional were episodes 11 through 13. Okay, and considering that the show is like 13 hours long. But yeah, I'm feeling an 8 out of 10. I do honestly think it's great, and it's thought-provoking shit for sure. But anyways, I can tell I've been talking for a while. Thanks for hanging with me, and again, check out my reactions to episode 11 or 12 to 13 down below. And also, in the description box or in the comments section down below, somewhere around here, you should see links to be able to watch all my reactions and reviews to every episode of 13 Reasons Why. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. If you enjoyed this review, definitely make sure to smash that like button and subscribe as well. And in the lower right hand corner of the screen, you should see a little circular button. You can tap that to instantaneously subscribe. And I'm out. What did you think about season 1? And what are your thoughts on season 2? Let me know. Peace.